Gold continues to hover around the $1,300 mark. We have Peter Hug next. Peter Hug, thanks for joining us this week. I think we were better off in Vegas, though, last week.
Well, it was a bit more expensive, but...
Peter, let's focus on gold now. The metal hit a 3-week low on Tuesday, and this Wednesday we're seeing it hover around the $1,300 mark. How do you see gold set up here?
Well, it's very difficult in a market that is as thin as it is right now to determine whether there's a sustainable trend happening. A little ways back, about 10 days ago, we had that major up move in gold, taking gold almost, it stopped at the 1348 level where I thought there'd be some minor resistance, but it proved to be a bit more significant than I thought. And, we had a big buyer coming in 10 days ago and took it through all of the resistance levels. And yesterday there were two significant volume spikes. One that took it through 1307 and then one that broke it down through 1300. And again, nothing has changed. I just think in a thin market, you get a couple of big trades like that. It's very easy to move these markets $20, $30 just on trade volume.
Peter, when we spoke at Freedom Fest, you brought up some really good points in regards to the growing ETF positions. Frank Holmes also alluded to this in yesterday's segment. And it's interesting how the prices have been hit here, and yet the ETF positions continue to grow. You would think that this should be providing some uplift here for gold.
Well, I think it is. I mean, had the ETFs not stepped back in, it wouldn't surprise me to see gold in the low 1200s now, because the other fundamental factor that's been driving gold over the years has been physical offtake, and that's virtually been non-existent in this market. So you can really, I think, applaud the flow back into the ETFs for this for the move of gold from the low 1240s. About 4 weeks ago, back over and, almost testing 1365. So, as I mentioned at Freedom Fest, what we're seeing is the pros buying this market. And I think to some extent on a safe haven basis, it's becoming, or at least it's appearing that the equity markets might be getting a little ahead of themselves. So there is some capital being deployed on a wholesale basis into the metals. What again is still missing is the retail investor. They're selling into this strength, and you've got the pros buying. So my impression is I think the market wants to go higher. This morning's PPI may be the first sign that inflation is starting to pick up, but I believe that is also still a premature signal.
So as we're speaking, Peter, Janet Yellen is speaking. Do you expect any surprises to come out of her testimony?
Well, I didn't expect anything yesterday, and I wasn't disappointed. She's basically holding course and is indicating that policy will be initiated as needed, which means it'll be data dependent. And she pretty much reaffirmed that she's going to have an easy monetary policy at least through mid-2015, unless the data suggests that she needs to step up quicker.
All right, Peter, some quick comments on silver.
Yeah, I think silver's comfortable in its current ratio. It's around 62-1 against gold. In and of itself, unless the economy really starts to rev from an industrial perspective, I think silver's fairly valued here against the market, and any strength in gold will obviously be price beneficial for silver, and obviously vice versa if gold starts to break down through 1278, which will be significant support. But if it does, then I think you'll see silver take it on the chin as well.
All right, Peter, to wrap up here, just one more time, your gold range for the week.
I think 1292 should hold. And if we lose 1292, 1278 will be the next major test. But I think 1292 on the downside, and I would like to see 1307 taken out on an intraday trade. Before I would indicate a trade back up into the 1328 range.
Peter, thanks so much for your thoughts today.
Thank you.
All right, Peter, we'll see you next week, and we'll see you tomorrow for a brand new Kitco News segment. In the meantime, email us at newsfeedback@kitco.com and register for our brand new newsletter. It'll be a weekly recap of the top stories. You can do so at the link below. Thanks for watching.